Hi, this is your good pal Abe, the one that probably lives across the street. Yes. So, I decided to do this video as a sort of general review over McFarlane toys, and I'll mainly be focusing on their DC Multiverse line. As you can see, there's like one outlier, but the rest of them are DC. Um, yeah, so let's kick this thing off. If you don't know, McFarlane Toys has been doing figures for a while, but a couple years ago, a little more, they started to do DC figures to varying degrees. I don't have a lot of figures from them. I think I only have 20 something, and he's released Todd and his friends, probably hundreds now. But I have a figure that's pretty much like a lot of his early stuff. The Batman figure. Oh boy, yeah, look at that. So my camera sucks, but as you can see, there are some problems with this. Let's start. QC issues. This abdomen is upside down, so he has like a weird beer gut going on. Really weird. What's also weird is that side eye. It's great because you can only pose him looking that way. He also has this like cowl that's not supposed to be there. It's for like another figure entirely. Well, another Batman figure. He comes with this cool grappling hook, but take it off, and then he's like, just rip it from his fucking hands. And then he's Iron Man, right? Because he has a little repulsor. I know my camera sucks. I wish I could do this in higher quality, but that's what you get. As you can see, there's like so many issues, and to have these little torso joints, a lot of the early figures they had these adamant cutouts. Problem was they couldn't bend for shit. Like it bends back. Like that's fine, but it can't bend forward. A lot of their figures are like that, unfortunately. I think the one of the oldest figures of his I have is his Spawn, the the Spawn right here. It's from the Mortal Kombat line. It's pretty cool. And you can tell when Todd really likes someone because he'll make a banger figure out of them. Like, look at this. This came out before the Batman one, and it has like better torso articulation back and forward. Of course, you have this weird gap. You can kind of go down his undies. Ooh, you don't want to do that. So and it leaves you with a pretty banger figure. Actually, this one's like for one of his early stuff is like really good, really good. If it was out there, and he has like 3 variants of it because he'll rather make. Holy fuck! Penguin fell down. Not like I care too much. See, another thing that's great about McFarlane figures, they each come with these stands, right? Just like you saw right there. But guess what? You plug those bad boys into their feet, they're not gonna fall down. They're not gonna fall down. They're perfect. Am I gonna get the penguin guy? Yeah, I will. 1 second. Alright. Oh my god. We'll talk about him next, actually. So, continuing the flaws of McFarlane figures, I think Penguin is a good example of it because, I mean, the sculpt's fine. Like, the jacket's nice, the face is nice. He's looking to the side. That really limits posing, by the way. Like, imagine you want him to put up his dukes or something, right? You want to go. Whoosh, whoosh. Only problem is he'll always be looking to like some fucking guy to the side, and you can't really do anything about it unless you can paint. Then you can do something about it. But if you don't wanna because you're lazy or something like me, then you're kind of just stuck with a guy who's always looking to the side. But I guess it works for Penguin. The middle of the road McFarlanes are pretty interesting. You have something like the Peacemaker right there. Oh my god. As you can tell, I'm doing this unscripted. It's pretty cool. Like, he's pretty dynamic and you get to do a bunch of stuff. If you can tell, though, the McFarlane tell, bad torso. Yeah, you can still do stuff, but Look at that. Hardly anything. Hardly anything. I'm really pushing. Back a lot more. It always tends to be the case. And he has this weird thing where he has like a little sculpt underneath, but he's wearing like a shirt. It's pretty funny. But he's working on it. He's working on it, I'd say. Him and his team. They're kind of new to doing the highly articulated stuff. Todd, I think, has said multiple times he's not really a fan of doing articulated stuff because he's a bit of an artist and he wants everything to look like an art piece, right? That's why they're looking to the side, because it's only supposed to be the one frame, the one picture, the one art piece. And, you know, to each their own, but if you're going to be selling to a larger audience, which he is, because, you know, DC fans have been having to put up with Mattel for so long, and their figures were okay. They were very old in how they were engineered, but, you know, there were certainly no Marvel Legends. But these I'd say are better contenders. Some of them are even better than the average ones. Like, nowadays, you get, with the McFarlane toys, pretty average figures most of the time. Like this Kyle Rayner. Like, dude, the sculpt. Dude, if my camera could pick up all the detail, it looks so high-end. Ask anyone who has it. Like, it looks premium. And the torso, as you can tell, though, it's pretty not so good. Can not really go that forward. And of course, you gotta go back all the way. Look at that. At least the head looks down. But yeah, you can have like an awesome figure like this, terrible torso, and it kind of just throws everything off. Because if the torso can't even bend down, then you're already taking away some of those dynamic poses you can do. Like, I'll try, and I love taking pictures of these guys, even though they might be bad, because, you know, it's fun. And that's what it's all about, you know, just having fun. Because if you're not having fun, then what's the point? Yeah? So, that's always been my motto. But in the end of the day, I can't help but be a little objective when talking about stuff and things. That's just what I do. And, nah, he's opposed. He's a posed man. He's a dropped man. They drop. I won't pick him up. And you know what? He'll release these mega figures, he'll call them, and they're pretty interesting. Sometimes they're just bricks with paint. Other times they're actually really good. Could you tell which one's the mega figure? Could you tell? Yeah, that's right. That's right. The pink. No, it's Atom Smasher right here. There you go. Look at that. That you can kind of see the texture on my camera, which is surprising. Whoa, look at that. Anyway, he's pretty good. He bends forward way better than a lot of these jokers. And backwards, of course. Every McFarlane can bend backwards. If it can't, then Jesus, that's bad on McFarlane's, even his standards. It's pretty good. There's all of them have kind of useless butterfly joints. They don't mean anything. Their wrists are normally really good, except they're kind of changing that. As you can see, like they have their balls. If you could see, look at their balls real quick. Just look at them. What do you call these? Ball hinges? Yeah. Anyway, I've looked at enough balls to say, yeah, that's probably a ball hinge. Well, I'm wrong. I'm not a ball expert. Let's put these Atom Smasher back. I heard he's in Cyberpunk. Good for him. Branching out. Reverse Flash is pretty darn good. And another problem McFarlane's have is they don't really come with good accessories. Reverse Flash here, he has like the lightning things come out and whatnot. He has like way more lightning effects, and I think that's really good. For me, accessories is just something that can help bolster the figure, you know? Like, having an Iron Man figure is great, but like having repulsor blasts, those effects, it can make it so much better, I think. It's important that you have accessories so that your figure can be as cool and as fun to pose around and play with as possible. Also, this is how far he can bend forward. It's like better than most because he already has like a weird neck thing. He can bend back pretty good, of course. Again, that's not really surprising when talking about McFarlane's. Their legs and arms are pretty good. They're always good. The only problem area is normally the torso. And as long as it's not a weird design that you've probably seen once in your life, if at all. I have some friends that go down an aisle and they look at McFarlane and go, who the fuck is this? Because sometimes the designs are so absurd, you can't even tell, like, oh my god, that's the Flash? What? I'd say a good McFarlane experience is when you buy a McFarlane figure, and you go, wow, this was $20, only $20. That's pretty cool. Like that guy over there, peek at him. Oh my god, his movie is gonna be absolutely great. It's gonna be a game changer. And this figure actually it was surprisingly really good. I really wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was. Ugh. But no, he's been a good surprise. I wish he was doing the people's eyebrow, but no. Unfortunately, that would have been the only time, McFarlane, I would have let you do the side eye as long as he was doing the eyebrow too. But he's pretty good. Look at that. Bends forward pretty darn good. Bends back still. Oh, yeah, but that still looks a little ugly, doesn't it? Arms are great. The butterfly joints on here are better. This one's a little elongated, I think, so you can achieve that sitting pose I had him in. This is pretty much the average for their arms. They can do that. They can... This one can't for some reason. Sometimes you have QC issues like that. I don't know how common they are because I don't buy that many. Their legs can normally go out that far, but it kind of goes out there because of their diapers. That's another thing people don't like is the diapers. Sometimes they're pretty bad. Other times they're pretty okay. Like this one's alright in my opinion. And they always have toe hinges too. They're pretty good. I mean, well, they're not pretty good. They don't keep the guy up, but it's nice that they're there, I guess. Overall, I think for someone who's relatively new to doing this kind of stuff, it's not a bad start. You have some stinkers like Batman over there, and probably a lot of other ones that I haven't even bought because I only buy the ones that interest me, even a little bit, and they've been pretty fun, I'd say. Even if the figure isn't that good, it's at least nice to look at. The texture, and I say paint, but there's a lot of times where there really isn't that much paint. Like the penguin over there, it's not that much from what I see. Besides the gray on the shoes and the face, and that's pretty okay. They just look great on a shelf. At the worst, they look great on a shelf, unless, of course, they're one of those ugly designs. Like, I think it's crazy that we'll get the craziest version of Batman before they give us like a classic Wonder Woman. In fact, like Todd has made Wonder Woman before, but he's doing every outfit except for a classic one. That's like crazy to me. He said it himself. He doesn't really like to do female figures. Actually, speaking of which, I haven't talked about Catwoman yet, have I? Let me, like, when he does female figures, I mean, I only have this and the Harley Quinn, from the Suicide Squad wave, because I wanted the King Shark because he's cool. They're pretty good. The bend forward is like abysmal as always, because the Batman wave was only. She was definitely the best part of the wave. And no, the mask, she's doing the side eye too, isn't accurate, but I'd take this over an attempt at, what's her name, Zoe Kravitz? Hopefully I didn't say that wrong. Her face. So, yeah, better to be a mask. Because their face things, their face scans, the replications of people's faces aren't the best, but they're decent. Better to be masked, though. She's pretty good. And I imagine that's what it's like on most female figures, because if not, then, oh boy. You really should do more, though, like Zatanna, Hawk Girl, Power Girl, Supergirl. He's done Batgirl. I'm going off the ones with girls in their name. Big Bardo would be cool. There's a bunch of characters, actually, that he really should do instead of another crazy-looking Flash or Superman. Like, imagine if he did a Miss Martian or a Vixen, Starfire, or Raven. Like, you're only going to do Cyborg from the Teen Titans, and that's it. No, he's given us a Cyborg, I was about to say. Has he? There was only 2 Cyborgs. Beast Boy would be cool. Like, he has so many different characters he could do. But I think he's really limiting his audience by mainly doing Batman and Superman. With some Flash and some Green Lantern every so often. He could definitely do more. So, overall, my verdict of Todd McFarlane and his toys that he creates is that they're not bad. They're really not bad. And I'd say give him and his team another year or so. I wouldn't be surprised if they're only putting out bangers, to be honest. But that's just my thoughts on the things. Other people have said way better points than I did, but I decided to do it because why not, huh? Anyway, yeah. Hopefully you enjoy this. I know I did. And maybe more of this in the future. Maybe I'll catch up in another year or so, saying or checking if anything has changed for the better or for the worse. Maybe they're all doing the side-eye now. Hopefully that's not the case, though. Until then, have a great